Good morning, hockey fans, and welcome back to the Policini Center here at Rochester Institute of Technology for today's second game between the Chicago Young Americans. They'll be sporting the blue sweaters, and the Little Caesars group from Detroit wearing the white with light blue lettering and the orange pants. So we're just about at the end of warm-ups, and we'll be starting shortly. We'd like to thank you folks for getting up early on a Saturday morning and watching the games. We've already had one early game, and we'll start tomorrow morning bright and early at 7:30. So we do want to thank you guys for your interest, and you can watch all our games streaming live and also archived on our JWHL YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and click on JWHL, and you can watch these games as many times as you'd like. We also ask that you subscribe to the games if you're interested, to help us maintain the interest that we need to continue to bring you these games. So the teams are gathering around their goalies, now going to the bench, so we'll have some starting information here shortly. Looks like Jill Hurdle is going to be number 30, is going to be starting in the net for the Young Americans, and not sure yet. It looks like, well, I'm not going to say, but it looks like Natalie Ferrant is going to be in net for Little Caesars. And that's true. Ferrant will be in the net. We don't have starting lineups, so we'll kind of fill you in as things go along. Also like to remind you that the U-19 teams are meeting this weekend in Winnipeg, and those games are also being streamed live. Go to jwhl.org for more information. We're getting a bit of a late start here. Both teams played an overtime game yesterday. If we're tied at the end of regulation, we do play a 5-minute 3-on-3 overtime. Katie Devine facing off for Chicago, and Kirsten Sims right off the face-off, taken in by Kylie McCoo. Her shot goes wide. The puck is moved out by Little Caesars along the boards. Hall with it. She'll cut towards center. Cuts between people, puts it off the leg pad. Picked up there by Simon. Straight through, backhanded. Hall with it behind, she'll flip it up. And now it's dropped back. Bregman. Sims with it, she'll skate out to the high slot, now across. She'll drop it back to the point as they move the puck around. Valente. Face off to Herzl's left. Knightsky facing off for Little Caesars. She'll face off against Anya Weiland. Puck controlled by Caesars. Flipped out up to Rakoski. Rakoski puts it in. It slips around the boards as the shot went wide. Taken by Little Caesars behind. Courtney Hall with it. Now Knightsky. Drop back to Clem. It's through Knightsky. Chicago dumps it but gets kept in at the point by Regal. Regal the high slot. Shot was sticked aside by the defenseman. Hall. Knightsky. Feet behind and across. And that is off its moorings, so we'll have a stoppage here to face off. .47 remaining on the power play. Bringman skates back to pick it up. She'll slide it all the way across to the far point. Box dumps it into Sims. Bouncing puck through. Knocked aside by Hurdle. Box just gets a stick on it. Puck goes high and out of play. 8 remaining or so on the, now down 7 on the power play. Sophie Johnson faces off for Chicago, but puck's controlled by Little Caesars again, as one might expect. Now we're back to 5-on-5. That should even things out a bit. It's tough taking a penalty that early on in the game. Doesn't really give you a chance to size up the other team. The shot from Box held on to in the breadbasket, and we'll have a face-off in the Chicago zone. Puck fed back to George. She'll throw it in from outside. Actually hits her own player going through, and it's covered up by her, Rayla Clemens. Pass too far for Johnson. George behind. And broken out by Knightsky. Slapped at it by Simon, almost got it out, and Knightsky gets a shot off and it's covered. Just over 13 to go in period 1. Knightsky and Weiland on that faceoff, controlled by Caesars. Skips under the stick of Weiland. She tried to slap it out, kept in, and Clemens runs it around behind. She'll reverse direction. Puck's knocked away by O'Shaughnessy. Regal, she'll push it on, and it's knocked aside by O'Shaughnessy, but Clemens comes up with it. She'll feed back to her far point to Luff. Luff for the shot. Masconis, but it gets turned back at the half board. Millens. Pressure there for Millens. Knightsky passes off to Valente. Puck moves on beyond her and dropped back. Ooh, bad bounce pass behind. Off the boards, came back right out front and just covered up by Hurdle. Those kind of things can result in unexpected appearance of a puck on the side of the net that you weren't sure of, weren't anticipating. Both players get thrown out of the face-off circle. In comes Courtney Hall for Caesars, and Riley Nelson. Hall with it. Bregman takes it. She'll backhand it around the boards where Hall's there. She'll take a few steps out along the far board. Bregman takes the shot from outside, deflects off the goaltender and goes wide. Flipped out of the zone. Sims with it. She'll drop it back to her defense. Bregman has it on the near. She'll put it across to her defensive partner. I believe that's Box. And we have an offside call with just over 10.5 remaining in period one. No score. Komorowski back. She'll put it around to her defensive partner, and now out and up along into the Chicago zone. Now it's going back the other way. Chicago gains the zone there. Masconis tries to center. Puck winds up behind the net. Luff with it. She'll put it all the way to the near boards here. Nobody connects. George across and shot in by Komorowski. Flipped out by Rakowski. George at her own blue line. Flips it on. O'Shaughnessy behind. She'll pick it up. Move it along and center it out front, but everything there was blue. Maku shoots wide and bounces off the boards and gets covered up by Natalie Farring, so the faceoff comes in the Little Caesars end of the ice with just over 9 minutes remaining. Hall, she'll feed it across to Luff. Check that Garby. Valente behind their own net. Puck loose there, out in front. Nice opportunity for Riley Nelson. across to Masconas. She pulls the puck and puts a bouncer in off the glove of the goaltender. Attempt at the wraparound. No possession now there is, and Caesars will just dump it the length of the ice. They'll take the icing in order to get the changeup with under 8 minutes remaining in a scoreless first period. Each of these squads has had an overtime win yesterday. Breakaway there by Sims as she loses possession here. Millen's around behind. Jang, she'll kick it forward with the foot and pass on to Sims. Sims turns back the other way, gets taken down. Flipped up and through Masconas. Box with it, but she loses it and flips it out front. Nobody there for the rebound. Now there is. Second effort on the save. Puck dribbles back into the Chicago zone. Point blank shot taken right in and scored. As Kirsten Sims puts Chicago up by 1. Another opportunity here as Clemens brings it in. She'll drop it back, and the shot doesn't make it through traffic, but comes right back the other way as Chicago dumps it into the corner to Chase. Back there is Alexa George, but she's kind of ridden along. And now Caesars comes, but the pass is too far for Valenti and back to pick it up. There's Chicago. The pass to Weiland. She'll put it forward, but once again, turned back this time by Komorowski. And we've got a stoppage as the puck went in offside. So with under 6 minutes remaining, we've got a 1-0 hockey game as Little Caesars leads Chicago Young Americans. Regal, forward to Loff, back to Regal and back to Loff. Loff in the corner, tried to get slapped down out front by Komorowski. Put back out by Devine, doesn't make it, kept in. Knightsky drops it. No real possession, just keeps bouncing around between players. Now Knightsky, she'll do the backhand, flipped up over the goaltender, and then she'll put them on for goal number 2 for Little Caesars. And we've had a change in netminders as Grace Kadzoria comes in to replace Hurdle for Chicago. Bringman, she'll pick it up behind. Flips it around far boards. Valenti gets trapped. Puck gets trapped in the corner. That's Box moving along. She's got blue jerseys on either side. And Rakowski flips it out. Knocked out of the zone now. Bounces back. Curver's pass allows the changeup. Around behind, that one actually attempted to go behind, but wound up on net. Bregman battles there with Millens along the blue line. Shoved back around by Simon, but winds up back on the stick of, I believe that's Sims, it is, and puck skips out of the zone. Bregman picks it up in the far corner, just passes it by Wayland, and she's right out front and ready to take that shot as it came out through center. Devine along the far board. She'll try to center, but has too much pressure on her to get a pass through. George back to pick it up for Little Seasons. She'll flip along the far boards, and it's helped along by Devine into the zone, but thrown back out. Komorowski picks it up across. Now the diagonal pass to Clemens. She'll take a couple of shots into the near face-off circle and take the shot, but goes off the leg of a defender and gets put right back down. That'll be icing, so we'll have the puck, the face-off back in the Chicago zone to Kedzoria's right. Jang and Devine on the face-off. Pulled back by Jang to George. George will set it by, and it's tipped by Jang on the way through. Having problems keeping the net on its moorings here this morning. Face off back to the point, and the shot in from Komorowski. Kick forward. Now the zone is gained by Rakowski. She'll center it through the blue paint. No one close enough to touch at home. Ridge back to pick it up. She'll feed it to her defensive partner, and it goes bouncing through the neutral zone and back. Ridge picks it up behind. She'll bounce it off the near boards, but it's taken there by Sims, and she'll go back into the neutral zone, drop it for her defense person. Garby, she'll pass it back. Knightsky gains the zone. She's got help. Flipped towards the net, but Ridge skates through and moves it laterally. Knightsky can't get the shot off. And goes out of play on the shot out by Rakowski, and so we'll have the face-off. To the right of Grace Kedzoria. And we're under a minute and a half. Carfagnini had it knocked off her stick. And Johnson, it skipped by her. Into the corner, O'Shaughnessy picks it up for Chicago. She'll reverse directions. And the deflection, check that, the pass deflection was blocked. Johnson across to Rakoski. She's kept outside and eventually ridden off. As it's brought back in, Sims to Hall, and the puck winds up on the far boards. The backhand covered up out front with Luff on the doorstep. Under 20 to go. We'll take a 2-minute break between periods, and then we'll be back for period 2 here from the Policini Center. Grabowski backhands it, but it just gets deflected up the boards by Little Caesars. George tries to put it back in, but it's knocked out through the neutral zone by Chicago. This is going to just about do this period. So as Little Caesars leads the way 2-0 over the Chicago, we'll take a short break and be back for period 2. All right, well, we're back with period 2 action with Little Caesars leading the Chicago Young Americans by a score of 2-0 in that first period. Rosowski facing Jang on the faceoff. Flipped across and now back as Jang gets it caught up in her foot. Grabowski around behind. Simon, she'll put it up the near boards. And it's flipped on and out of the zone. Rosowski there, she'll dump it into the corner. Rakoski gets it behind. But it's backhanded by Komorowski up to the half boards. Puck flipped on by McCoo, but it's out through the neutral zone, and The shot there from Luff went wide. Back the other way comes Chicago. Regal. Regal again behind. She'll go back the other way. And slide it behind to Garby. Kept in at the far point, but now out. Passed through and was meant for Sims. Ella Ridge with it. She'll take it behind as her teammates change up. She'll lose it there, but there are numbers back. Weiland slaps at it. Masconas. She'll flip it on the bounce there. From the point, shot in. Off the leg of Garby. Battle for it behind, and it's moved out there by Weiland out to the point where the shot comes from Mascomas. Just over 14 to go in the period. Faceoff comes to Ferenc's right. Rakowski wins it back to Simon. Simon takes the slapper, goes wide. Hall flips it along the boards. Back out and across. Luff picks it up. She'll slide it down the boards. As it wraps around, it's picked up by Chicago. Simon has it picked off by Box, but taken back by Chicago. Shot from outside, deflection, turns back out, and now Knightsky comes with it. She'll take the shot off the leg of the defender as Chicago turns back. Simon will put it around to her defensive partner, and opportunity here. Sims with it. She'll skate across and drop it for Jiang. Jiang can't handle it, and it comes back the other way. Poulos with a shot from outside, gloved and then dropped, covered up for the face-off. Under 13 to go. Errant mouthguard on the ice. Now we pick that up, we can start. George, she'll backhand it out to Sims. Passes it along to Jiang. Jiang back to Sims. Just a little too far on the stretch. Jiang behind. Centering pass never got through. On the give and go to her. Sims' shot went wide. Alex George. She'll just flip it to the near corner. And we've got 2 players going, so we'll have a matching setup. A pair of 7s, it looks like. For the high stick, and that's Rayla Clemens for Little Caesars and Ella Ridge for Chicago. So we'll stay at 5-on-5. Garvey, she'll slide it back in along the boards. It goes beyond Valenti into the corner. Now Valenti tries the backhander. Off the leg there of Luff. Possession stays with Caesars as Knightsky. She'll get the shot and it's covered up out front. Just over 11.5 remaining in period 2. Mikowski, she'll take the face off and move it back along, but she has it taken away. These folks are slapping at it. No real possession. It's just kind of moving along. Now across to Garvey. Grace Garvey passes up to Regal. We've got a penalty coming up here on Chicago for a hook. As Sophia Simon goes 2 minutes for hooking. And that'll put Chicago back on their heels a bit, as they're already down by 2. Bregman. Knightsky. Valenti. Box. Box from out front. She'll just loft it in. Knightsky picks it up on the far board. She'll skate towards center, flip it behind, looking for the give and go as Valenti moves it out, back to box. Bregman at the far point. Off of Bregman's foot. She'll keep it in. Knightsky behind to Valenti. To Knightsky on the near boards. Knightsky, she's going to feed back to Bregman. Bregman looks like she wanted to take the shot, but the puck trickles through. Kept in, though, at the point by Box. She'll just backhand it into the far corner. It gets over Valenti's stick. Knightsky, she'll send right into the slot and take the shot. Puck comes out and is taken by Chicago. We're under 30 on the penalty. Puck goes too far for Box. She's got to go back and collect, and Bregman signals her to go behind. So they'll regroup for their final 13 seconds of their power play opportunity. That one never makes it through as it goes off the body of Carfagnini. Check that of Godfrey. Casey Godfrey got in the way of that. And now we're back on 5-on-5 with 8:55 or so, 3 to go in the period as Jang comes off the bench and grabs the puck. Flipped around in advance, but goes off the leg of George through the neutral zone and is picked up there by Komorowski. She'll turn it back the other way, although it's now knocked back in by Godfrey. And we have a penalty coming up this time. On Little Caesars, as the matching penalties come back onto play, as I believe that's Alex George in the box, 2 minutes for tripping, allowing Little Caesars the opportunity to close the gap here with the power play opportunity. Masconis. And that gets dumped all the way down by Grace Garby, as Chicago has to regroup. Garby gets it again. She gets her legs taken out from underneath her, though, and that is going to even things up. And we now lose the advantage for Chicago. As Anya Weiland will sit for 2 for the trip. Simon with it. Feeds it up to McHugh. McHugh charges down the sideboards. She'll pivot, turn, back to the point. Simon with it. She has it taken away and gets run back the other way. There's Sims. Oh, she tried to deke the goaltender and put it just off the base of the net. As we're 4-on-4 right now for the next 54 seconds. Brought out by Chicago. But possession now taken back over. Knightsky has it. Her pass was picked off by shot from outside, goes wide. Rings around. Back to Hall. She'll take a couple steps in and backhand it into the slot. Goaltender puts it to the near boards, and it's now back in the neutral zone. Sits out front as Bregman grabs a hold of it. She'll slide it forward to Luff, and it's covered up there by Kazuria. 22 seconds will remain on the penalty to Weiland, resulting in 22 seconds more power play for Little Caesars. Regal shot wide, winds up in the corner. Flips through, and now a possible breakaway. No, it's just flipped on. As the penalty expires, we're back to 5-on-5. Regal behind. She'll turn and send it by Hall, but picked up by Valenti. Valenti will turn it back, but Grabowski picks it up just over the red line. Simon. She was trying to hit Nelson, but her puck went too far. Hall picks it up on the far boards. Across to Luff. Luff gains the zone, but centers through. Valenti was a few strides back from that. Pass gets by Garby. Carfanini there. She gets knocked down. Hall comes in to pick it up. Box. She'll skate through the center face-off circle and back along the blue line. And now behind. He's going to hold on to that and drop it to Bregman at the point. Bregman puts it off the leg of Carfagnini, and it deflects towards the near boards. Flipped out through center. Clemens back to pick it up as Chicago changes up. Knightsky powers through neutral zone. Jang couldn't get any wood on it. Coming back the other way was Millens. Millens again on the boards. She tries to slide it through to Johnson. A little bit of a scrum and a little afterplay there. Knightsky and Millens mixing it a little bit. Just about 4 remaining in period 2. At the end of this period, we'll take a short break while the ice is being resurfaced. Weiland comes on for Chicago. As does Kerber. Sims is asked to leave. Taking her place is Hall. Nobody's got a handle on it. Now Weiland picks it up. She'll flip it forward to Millens. To Weiland, back beyond Millens. And Komorowski continues it around to the far corner. She'll accept it back from Hall. And Valenti now ahead to Luff. She'll turn and drop it back, but the pass is intercepted. Flipped off the boards forward, going forward. That Millens, she'll center it through, deflected by the goalie to the near boards. And Weiland couldn't handle it as she was getting beat up on the sideline here. Valenti, she'll drop it back, and Hall takes the shot. It's deflected wide, just alongside the net, off the pads. George slides it along and continued along that way by Bregman, but Weiland gets a hand on it this time and slides it back. A pop around George out to Millens, but goes too far for her and turned back the other way. Maku tries to get around Jiang. Just over 2 remaining in the period. Opportunity here for Chicago. The shot, that post was covered. The puck is still loose though. Nobody from Chicago is there. They're all on the other side. And so possession stays with Caesars, kept out of the zone there. Knightsky back to pick it up. Bouncing puck on. Thrown back in by Regal. Now flipped out. Doesn't make it very far as Garby gets a foot on it. And back to Regal. Slides ahead to Luff. She'll slide it in. Naskonis picks it up. She'll skate it out along the near boards as Little Caesars was in the midst of a change with just about 1 minute left. Puck stopped and pushed out front, taken there by Box away for Little Caesars. Here's an opportunity as a couple of players for Chicago were down. Nice save on the shot by Valenti. The goaltender continued the momentum of the puck across. However, she has lost her stick. Now she's got it back. We're under 45 to go. Simon. She can't get it beyond Hall. It's pinned there. shot out front by Valente, handled again. This time, no good. I think that was Rayla Clemens who finally popped it in on the backhand. No, that was Courtney Hall. All I saw was the 7. Wasn't sure whether that was 7 or 17. Appears to be 17. So Little Caesars now goes up by 3. Just about 20 seconds left here in the period. Carfignini slapping at it, but it's turned back by Valente. Chicago seems to have a little problem developing momentum in this period. That's going to just about do it. As Little Caesars continues the 3-0 lead over Chicago Young Americans, we're going to take a break for ice resurfacing, and we'll be back for period 3. And we're back for period 3 here at the Gene Policini Center at RIT for the third period of today's game between the Chicago Young Americans and Little Caesars, where Little Caesars is leading by a score of 3-0. As we talked about earlier, both these teams went to overtime with the North American Hockey Association, North American Hockey Academy. That A always gets me. Yesterday, and both teams win one-goal game with them, but it seems like it's a different atmosphere this morning, as much of the play has been controlled by Little Caesars. Not that Chicago hasn't had their opportunities, but they took an early penalty which I think really kind of set back their momentum early in the first period. But they're back and ready to go for period 3. Puck drawn all the way back into the Little Caesars corner, where a box will slide it along. Picked up just outside the blue line by Grabowski. She'll skate it back in and sends it to the glove of Natalie Faring. Up comes Courtney Hall. She'll lose it at the blue line, and resulting in an offsides. So we'll have the face-off just outside the Chicago zone. Grabowski. She'll backhand it up to Godfrey. The pass goes too far for Devine to pick up. McCoo will dump it back to Simon. Hall centers it, though, and the resulting shot from Komorowski at the point gets blocked through traffic as Chicago dumps it down into the Little Caesars zone. Back to pick it up is Alex George. Now Valente overskates it. Sims lost her footing and slid over into the corner, but the puck remains with Little Caesars as Luff centers it. Clemens will dump it in. It travels behind. Grabowski can't get it out of the zone as it's kept in by George. Simon. Opportunity here as Kerber. She'll have it knocked off her stick. Into the corner goes Clemens. Flips out to her. Puck flips out to her teammate. Centering pass all the way through to the near boards as Carfagnini takes it. She'll flip it into the zone, but Regal turns it back with the glove. Battle for it here, taken out by Jiang. She'll headman to Hall as the rest of her teammates go for the change. Chicago's going to wind up in the box for 2, though, as Ella Ridge got a little aggressive on the move with Morgan Knightsky, and she'll have to sit for 2. We're under 15 here. Knightsky's going to go on the face-off. Weiland on for Chicago. Chicago controls, takes the slap, but doesn't make it beyond Knightsky and is kept in. Knightsky with it the face-off circle. She'll just lift it over the goaltender, Kedziora, and she'll put herself up on the boards and extend the lead on the power play goal. So Morgan Knightsky makes the stat sheet today. Slid on, Knightsky with it again. She'll drop it back, but nobody was there except the dark blue jerseys. Valenti takes the shot point blank. Knightsky tried for the tip in. Just went wide. Masconas ahead. She'll take it. Godfrey the shot off the leg pads. Knightsky. Ahead to Valenti. She gets pushed out into the corner. She'll slide into the boards as Chicago comes up with it. Caught up in Godfrey's feet. O'Shaughnessy now. Devine takes it. She'll just dump it as fresh legs are needed by Chicago. Just about 13 remaining in the game. And another shot on, and that one by Sims. That extends the lead. As Kirsten Sims gets her second. No, that's not Sims. Sorry, check that. That was not 21. That was 7-1. And that would be Luff's first goal of the game. And we haven't seen the last two goals put up on the scoreboard yet, but the score is 5-0. Luff trying to get her second goal there as she slapped at it right out front. Bringman through Luff, but it's turned back. And now Millens with it. She'll take it to the far corner and slide it across. The shot just wide here. From Riley Nelson. Weiland with it for Chicago. She'll continue momentum. She'll backhand it right on, and that is handled nicely by Natalie Ferenc, and we'll have a face-off with just under 12 minutes remaining in period 3 as Little Caesars now leads Chicago 5-0. Weiland on the face-off for Chicago. She's got possession in the corner. Kerber out to Weiland. There was the opportunity, and there's a goal. There's a goal. Off the deflection out front. And flipped in, we'll credit number 11, Anya Weiland, for that. Aggressive action around the net. And Chicago gets on the board. Ridge up through and now turn back. Ridge will take it again in her own zone. She'll backhand it out. It's flipped on, and they'll turn back once again. Love takes it at the blue line for Little Caesars. She'll take the shot. It just dribbles off the leg of her defender, and the goaltender there, Kazuria, will cover it up for the face-off. Just over 11, and it's a 5-1 game. Sims on the face-off. Luff sends it back. Regal can't keep it in. Grabowski was there, but it's taken by Carfignini. The shot on, held up. Johnson was with her, but she elected to shoot. Carfignini back to her point. Flipped on back in by Simon. Carfignini pinned against the boards. Now the puck breaks free. Regal, she'll take it behind, reverse, and turn it back to the far boards. The long pass goes trickling in as Masconis goes back to pick it up. Moved along to Simon. Devine with it. She's looking for somebody to pass to. Tries to get it cross ice to Johnson, who was waiting on the doorstep. Now it's poked aside into the corner. Valenti, she's looking down ice as Hall's there. Moscomas is there first, and she's helped by Simon, but it's still on the stick of Little Caesars. Excellent slide over to save on the shot by Bregman. And in the process, Bregman gets sent to the box for 2 on the trip. Nice slide across save there by Grace Kedziora. Grabowski takes it all the way down. She'll go around the far face-off circle and drop it. The attempt at the centering pass was a swing and a miss. Clemens will drop it for Hall. Hall's shot gets blocked to the far side. Grabowski up, she'll skate through the neutral zone. Skates along the near wall and gets pinned on there as George will backhand it up. Picked up just inside the blue line by Hall. Hall circles around, puts the shot. The rebound came right out front. And Clemens had the second chance opportunity on the shot. Godfrey, she'll skate through the center face-off circle. She's in all alone as her teammates are changing. She gets ridden off by Komorowski into the corner, but maintains possession eventually. And now, nice play to keep it in by Simon. Nitsky thought she was going to get a breakaway on that. Nitsky thought she was going to get a breakaway on that. Flipped in George too high for Kerber. Mosconis puts it off Jang's leg. Kerber back to pick it up to Mosconis on the near side. The shot sticked into the corner. Kerber's over there with Luff as we're back to 5. Valenti outside her blue line. She'll gain the zone. She'll be pressured by Mosconis. Mosconis comes up with it. Pops out through the neutral zone, and Devine streaks after it. She's being ridden by Regal. Regal takes her down. Regal's going to go. Puck still in play. Regal touches up, so she'll go to the box for the holding penalty. No, that wasn't Regal. Sorry, that was Grace Garvey. I thought Regal was in the mix there, and I thought they called it on her, but Garvey's going to go sit. At any rate, Chicago gets the power play opportunity here. Grabowski at the point. She'll put it across. Backhanded in along the boards. Chicago had a tough time maintaining possession on that. Weiland will go get it in the corner. She's got Bregman on her, though. Bregman pins her to the corner as Carfagnini comes in to help out. Slips out in the long, that's Johnson. Now we got a 2-on-1 breakaway here. Puck slides across to Luff. Luff takes the shot. It's wide to the short side. Off Carfagnini's back as she was crossing on the blue line, so puck result behind the Chicago net. Halfway through the penalty. Chicago's having a little trouble developing momentum here. Back to pick that loose puck up is Bregman. And we'll have a face-off. .5:48 remaining in the second period. We're down to .40 remaining on the penalty. Ridge. She puts it off the leg of Jang, and it hits the netting and goes out of play. So we're under 30 on the penalty. That will be icing as soon as it's touched up, and we'll have the face-off. Check that, we're having a penalty called on Ridge, number 7, 2 minutes for interference, and the face-off remains in the Chicago zone as we're back to skating even strength, but this time at 4. Clemens. Back to George. To Clemens at the faceoff. Back to George. Far faceoff. Shot way too high. Slipped out of the zone there by McCoo, but she couldn't contain it. Simon gains the zone. She's got Godfrey with her. But knocked behind. Backhand along the near boards by McCoo. She'll chase back, but Komorowski picks it up first. We're now on a Little Caesars power play for another minute 7. Hit Hall right at the blue line. She'll pass it to Knightsky. Knightsky with the backhand right off the chest of the goaltender. And we'll have a face-off. Under a minute remaining in that penalty. To Ella Ridge, and Chicago in a tough situation here, being a man down and down by 4 with just about 4 minutes remaining on the clock. Garby will set up behind. Knightsky. She'll take it laterally, drop it back along the boards. Regal. High slot shot. Blocked down. Garby in the corner. Now Valente. She'll drop it there. Regal, Knightsky. Knightsky with the shot goes off the legs of the defender. Regal keeps it in as the fifth skater comes on for Chicago. We're just over 3 minutes. The kick by Sims to put the puck on her own stick. Now we're going back the other way as Katie Devine comes up with it. She's got a trailing Millens, but Millens parks herself out front, but the puck never gets through to her out in the slot area. We're under 3. Stay tuned at the end of the game. We'll try to bring you a post-game interview. Knightsky, she'll turn and center it. Millens, past attempt to Millens went under her stick and the puck goes all the way down for an icing, so we'll have a face-off with a little over 2 minutes to go back in the Chicago zone. Two minutes remaining, or just under 2. Masconis around behind. Flipped up, the bouncing pass across. Gets by Millen. Flipped out front by Jang. She couldn't connect with Luff. Millens takes it out the other way. Ridge hits Poulos, and she'll dump it in the corner and runs after it. Comes around, and Weiland is there on the other side, but it's moved out by Box. Under a minute remaining here in period 3. Hall kicks it to her stick. Sticked aside by the goaltender. As Riley Nelson goes to the box for Chicago to serve out the rest of this period, assuming no score. We're down under 30 as Knightsky skates it through and drops it behind. Now flipped back out front. And the net again is off its moorings. Devine dumps it down and chases. She's got George cutting her off. George maintains possession with 12 or so left on the clock. Let's see, we're counting down under 10. Puck loose out front, gloved and saved. Held on to what should be the final face-off. And that'll do it as Little Caesars defeats the Chicago Young Americans by a score of 5-1. Stay tuned. We'll be down by the ice in just a few for a post-game interview. I'm here post-game with Kirsten Sims at forward for the Little Caesars. You guys just had a great game tonight.
Yeah, we won 5-1. I mean.
Yeah, and who scored the first goal?
Me.
Yeah, that was a great one. Now, both of these two teams, yourselves and Chicago, played overtime games yesterday.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that?
Well, I mean, we have to work as a team so we can be able to win those games. And so yesterday we were able to come through in overtime and win right off the first shift. And yeah, we beat Naha in that game.
Yeah, well, both teams played Naha to the overtime, so I thought, wow, this could be a real close game. But you guys pretty well dominated out there.
Yeah, well, we just worked together, moved the puck, and scored some goals. I mean, that's how it works.
All right, how many more games this weekend?
2.
Now you guys play these guys again one more time.
Yeah.
All right, well, good luck for the weekend, good luck for the season, and we'll see you. And for the JWHL, I'm Jerry Beekman. See you at the rink.